Morning YouTubers, this is part 2 of the conversion unit for the UCO and the Colemans candle lamps, similar to this one. Now I'm going to make the pipe that the wick goes in and to go in the centre of the unit or the canister, and I've got two sorts of brake pipe here. I think one's copper and I think this is a copper nickel alloy brake pipe. So I thought, well, which conducts the heat the most? And the copper does. So I didn't go for the copper, I went for the this copper nickel steel. And what I've done, I've cut it so it goes into the canister. I've also cut some slots in the side for the wick, so I can see the wick, and for the goes that way in, and so that the wick can get the liquid easy. So I'm putting the tube right to the bottom. The other thing I've done is I had some paint and I've painted it very roughly, and also I've put some of this metal putty on the top to seal the top, and I've checked it, pressurised it, and it doesn't leak. And this is the wick tube which will go in there like that, and that's the top of it. I'm going to give this another coat of paint. And for the wick material, it's a bit of a problem. I'll be going through the shoelaces, and all these modern shoelaces we've got are all nylon. Anyway, I found this bit of string, which is a natural string. I think it's either jute or sisal. I've used this for a lot of projects, but not for a wick. But I'm going to use this as a temporary measure and see if it works. And then if it does, yeah, I shall carry on with it. If not, I shall buy a proper wick material to go down the centre of this. The other thing I found by making sure the tube goes to the bottom is where these gaps are, it tends to grip the wick or the string and stops it from slipping back, so that'll help with adjustment without flattening the top. Yeah, it'll all come clear when I test it. And I'm just going to put this string into this tube, and so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I did actually squeeze the top just there, and I've not put much in. I could curl it round inside. I think there's enough for a test, and that'll go in there. I'm just going to stop the camera and put it in so you see what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. And push it down even more, and if it's too high, I can cut this pipe down anyway at the bottom, and because it slides in and out, I could experiment with lots of different sorts of settings, and we'll see how we get on. And I'm just going to put this inside the lamp to see where it goes in terms of the height. It might be slightly too high, but on this one there's a good 2-inch gap before the top of the metal. So if I lowered it slightly, it'll bring it down. Yeah, I might lower it a bit. Yeah, I can do that with the tube. And then it'll be some sort of test. Apologise for the noise, it's the neighbours next door in the garden. So this is going to be the first light and test of the unit, and we'll see how we get on. Oh, it's been blown by the door, the shed door, and I'm just going to put the top on and we'll run it for a bit. Well, the flame's about 1 inch high. I want to see what happens when the metal pipe gets hot, whether it'll increase, gasify. the paraffin, running on paraffin. The wick is about 3mm sticking out the end, which is not a lot, actually 3-4mm, and it's string. I'll shut the shed door so it's a bit different lighting here, getting a lot of reflections. Okay, I would have said that's the same as a candle. Oh, I'm quite impressed with that. I could actually have the flame a bit higher, but that's about the same as a candle. Okay, the lamp's been running now for over 2.5 hours. What I'm going to do, I'm going to extinguish the flame and let it cool down, and then I'm going to do a soot test to see how much soot has built up in the top, and that gives an indication of how clean the burn is. I'm running it on paraffin. Now I have noticed the flame has got slightly longer the longer it's been on, but it's not got any longer than it is currently in length, or height I should say. The cost of actually doing this project, it used an old baked bean tin, about 3 or 4 inches of carb brake pipe, 1 brake pipe fitting, and a bit of metal putty. I would think the whole project would be cost wise under 50p. That's not including the paraffin, I don't know how much that costs, but this project under 50p to do, bit of soldering, a baked bean tin, and that's most of that's in part 1. So I'm now going to extinguish the flame. I think I can put it out by just blowing. If we go. First time. Right. I'm going to take it apart because I want to feel how warm the different sections are, but I won't actually film that. Okay, I've just took it apart now and just feeling how warm the different parts are. Yeah, I can hold it, it's not that hot. It does get warm though, and there's a little bit of smell of paraffin. Just going to relight it a minute, see if it relight's very, very easy. There's not much smoke when you blow it out, which is quite good. Right, I'll dismantle these 2 sections and do the soot test. Now I'm looking down inside where the top is. I don't know if you can see it, there's one little soot mark, but that might have been from the candle previous time. The glass is not sooted. I'm just going to get a bit of toilet paper down there and I'll show you how much soot has built up. Well, this is a piece of toilet paper I used and rubbed on the top. There's no soot at all. What it is, that mark there is like a heat mark down there. There's no soot come out at all. You see that mark? It's not even rubbed off with the paper. To push the paper down the centre I use these pliers, and they've left more marks on the paper. Look, there you are. There's where my mark there and a mark there where my pin nose pliers are. So that is an absolutely 100% brilliant. It's all worked out okay. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I intend to do some like bushcraft videos in the future, maybe just talking about cooking stoves and emergency kit and stuff like that. And I haven't done any bushcraft videos for a long time. So once again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.